What if Female Deku was Trixie from My Little Pony? Last where we left off, James was left unconscious on the other side of the bar, bleeding from his injuries, as he had fought several Nomus, and Trixie was cornered to a wall with Shigaraki Kurogiri trying to basically take her away to All for One for her quirk. What do I do? As she's contemplating what to do in her mind. What do I do? What do I do? As then she looks down at her necklace. As then she thinks of one final gamble she could do. As she harnessed the rest of her power from her gem, causing a bright light brightening Shigaraki Kurogiri and the remaining Nomus left in the room. As she runs over to James and starts to drag his body out the door, as the villains come back to their senses, they notice that Trixie is no longer in the room. Find her! We need to get her! Bring her to the master! As the Nomus would just burst out of the door and start running towards where Trixie, who's dragging away James. Come on, James. You can't die. This is an order from your master, Trixie, the all-powerful. As she says that, a Nomu starts flying towards her. When then, a bullet goes straight through the Nomu's head. Jet turned the corner holding a pistol. Protect Miss Trixie! As a few bodyguards start swarming in, as well as a bunch of heroes to fight off the villains. Shigaraki and Kurogiri would run towards where Trixie was. You gotta be kidding me. The heroes are here already? As Aizawa would throw a scarf at Shigaraki, as he recognizes him. As Shigaraki is about to grab the scarf, he's then hit by a bullet from Jet, and in the arm. Get me out of here, Kurogiri! As Jet disables Kurogiri's quirk so he can't warp away Shigaraki. As All for One decides to join the fight after seeing that his men have failed him. As the heroes are defeating the Nomus, and Shigaraki and Kurogiri have been taken down with ease. As he just appears there, he's surprised to see All Might. You came yourself, number one hero. As All Might just growls in anger. As he goes to run over to throw a punch at All for One. You're going down, villain! I don't think I will. As he points his hand towards Trixie, several black tendrils start to spike out towards her, as All for One wants to take her quirk, so he can use it. Cloud basically made like a little bit of a electricity field, blocking All for One's attack. As then to make sure that the attack didn't go through her field, Fossil, still with a broken leg, jumps in front and turns his hands into alligator scales, blocking the attack. As All Might would start be fine with All for One. As Fossil, okay, this is too good of a fight not to pass up. As he just grabs a bone, as it just heals his leg immediately, he covers his arm and body in scales. He runs towards All for One, throwing a punch, joining in the fight with All for One. As Jet's nearby, as he's trying to get Trixie and James out of there. Come on, miss. As they would be leaving the area, I should look back and see in the fight towards All Might and All for One, as they're breaking buildings, being thrown across, destroying the surrounding area in their battlefield. As they would eventually just go around a corner and hide behind some rubble. As Jet would check on James, he's lost a lot of blood. We need to get him to an ambulance. He needs medical care now. Trixie would say, yes, but we need to get you out of here. That is my top priority. But there is no opportunity for an exit. Have you not noticed there's a ton of Nomu around us? Jet would look out from their hiding spot, seeing All Might, All for One fight with Fossil, and several Nomus fighting heroes, police, and even Cloud fighting some of the Nomus. As long as with some of his security, it's going to be hard with all the Nomu. But my top priority is to get you out of the battlefield. There's no point. We cannot leave. Did you have a gem of mine? Fine. He throws the one gem to Trixie, as it's a blue gem. It'll have to do. As she would put on the blue gem, as she would get up prepared to use the blue gem's power. As then several Nomus would start charging towards Trixie. Jet just pops up and just turns around and double shoots every single Nomu in the head like he was in a Western movie. As Trixie would be harnessing the power of the gem, preparing for a big attack towards All for One. As even more Nomus would just start trying to reach Trixie, as their main goal is to capture Trixie so All for One could steal her quirk. Then, Cloud just jumps in using her like staff, slicing and dicing several of the Nomus up. Well, it's good to see you're here helping out on your job. I still want at least a few more years off my sentence for this. She would then twist her spear, just seemingly cutting up some of the Nomus. As Fossil then just gets shot back by an air cannon from All for One, sending him into a wall, indenting him in the wall. He gets back up. I'm not done with you, All for One! As he starts to run back towards the battlefield, as he stops as he sees James, Jet, and Cloud. And Trixie, what are y'all doing here? Shouldn't you be miles out by now? We're not making any progress with all these Nomus attacking us. Okay, fair point, but you should really regroup the heroes. Is that a Nomu just punch him in the head? He would just get up after that and just repeatedly beat the Nomu in the skull before tossing his body over into I'm gonna make a bullet storm reference here, if y'all know the spikes, where you could just like simply grapple your enemies and pull them towards. Imagine he's kicking the enemies into a steel spikes pointing out of the ground. I just had to make a reference. And then he would go continue to fight the Nomus around. I guess that's a logical option, but why is she just standing there? She's harnessing the power of the gem. As then he remembers, oh, no, she cannot be. We're not having an incident like, he's about to refer to the incident where he broke a leg. But he can't really say anything as Jet just shuts him up by punching him in the face. Pull yourself together. We need to protect Trixie, as he simply turns around and shoots a Nomu in the head that was getting real close to Trixie. Got it? He just simply nods, before going back and beating some Nomu skulls in their heads. As James just reveals consciousness for a few moments, seeing his mistress Trixie simply powerful in a large blast, as she's about to release this huge amount of magic power towards All For One. As he looks over, I get to see her full quark in action. As he simply punches All Might away as he runs towards Trixie, as she would release an electrical blast towards All For One. As All For One would immediately put up a shield, blocking but pushing him back as his feet dig into the ground. He did not realize how powerful Trixie's quark was, as he would also notice that All Might was coming in from the other side, throwing a punch. He looks at Trixie and then All Might as he gets an evil idea, as he simply uses Kurogiri's little warp ability to teleport him at least a few meters away as All Might gets struck by the electrical attack, sending him flying into a building. As he would make his way closer to Trixie, Trixie's exhausted but has not wasted all of the energy in the gem, as she is focused and used a whole bunch of the gem's energies today, mixing with all of the 3 or 4 gems powers. She is tired. As All For One just seemingly walks closer, as Fossil just jumps before being sidekicked to a wall. Jet just gets in front and starts shooting his pistols at All For One, who simply just raises a hand and blocks it with his hand. As then Cloud would try to cut his shoulder, as he would basically just backhand her in the face, sending her flying into some rubble. Jet keeps pulling up a barrage of bullets towards All For One, disabling 3 quarks using his quark. Not really doing too good, as he has multiple quarks. As he raises his fist and hits Jet, sending him flying right past Trixie. As she leans down on some rubble as All For One gets closer, now your quark is mine. As she would just be so scared, as then something would just simply tick. As her eyes would turn blue for a second, as just an electrical field would just swarm out of the gem, electrifying All For One, as we see someone from seemingly staring from another dimension smirk. Alright. As he seemingly just taps a button, time to send you to the other dimension. As he just slams his fist down on the button, as the gem would just explode, making a huge field around Trixie. As the next moment when it clears, it looks like she has simply evaporated herself. This shocks everyone. All For One, All Might, Jet, Fossil, who was just about to give a backhand fist to All For One's head, James, Cloud, everyone. As in All Might would come with a mean right hook to All For One's face, he's just down on the ground unconscious, because it was his signature move that defeated him in the anime. As Trixie wakes up, as she looks around, where am I? Who are you? As she would look over and see King Sombra Deku, who was currently in Equestria, but is now in some weird place in Equestria, wondering where he's at. Who are you? I'm King Sombra. State your name. I am Trixie, the all-powerful Trixie. As she's doing her uptone acting, King Sombra would think, a powerful unicorn, I see. As she then looks around and knows her body is not, human, but an actual unicorn, as she'd be shocked, wait, what? I wasn't a unicorn? You must be someone from another dimension then. Perhaps how I ended up the same way. As then clapping's heard. Well done, you two. You've proven yourselves worthy to be my followers. As Trixie recognizes the voice, you're the person that talked to me. Yes, I am a powerful deity, and I need yours to help to destroy this dimension of Equestria. As they're both shocked, King Sombra less than Trixie, but yeah. What do you mean, subordinates? I follow no one. I am King Sombra. How many times have you been defeated by the princesses of this era? And your generals are all stuck in your own dimension you left them in. Have you forgotten that, King Sombra? As he scoffs, "Argh!" As Trixie's very confused. You two will follow my orders from here on out, and you will destroy this universe by my order. As Trixie is confused, why do I need to follow you? You were trying to help me, but why did you teleport me here? Send me back. As then, the simply deity god thinks for a moment, and then he gets an idea. Did you know that your mother is in a critical condition right now? Trixie Deku her eyes would widen. What do you mean? Your mother is currently in an ill state. I can heal her if you do this one thing for me, and both of you will be returned to your respective dimensions, waiting to be called upon again when I ask you to. As Trixie looks down, trying to contemplate, I work for no one. No one, you say? As he raises a hand as both Trixie and King Sombra Deku both fall to the ground as their heads hit the floor. You obey me. And to make sure you do, as then a mark would appear somewhere on their bodies of an explosion. That will make sure you don't disobey. I send you off to this dimension. Your job is to get rid of Princess Twilight and the other alicorns. Only then I will return you to your dimensions. And if need be, I will send another figure even stronger than both of you to complete the job. You have exactly 3 months. How are we going to get rid of them in 3 months? It's not my problem. Now both of you do as I say. As then they would just simply walk towards the portal. Evil deity would just simply smirk. Everything is going according to plan. As then someone else would speak, what about Discord? He could be a very irritating person, especially in his dimension alone. The Discord from this dimension could cause chaos for us. Easy now. This is only the ends of a means. We get rid of the princesses. I deal with Discord. I return them to their dimensions. Or that's what they think anyway. Have you chosen any other candidates from any other timelines? I am still looking for some useful allies. We could use the, Princess Luna Deku, or we could use, Discord? No. He would be too unpredictable. Calm down your stuttering, my friend. We still have plenty of time to discuss who my next subordinate shall be. But, as he opens a portal, then Vanessa Deku just simply walks through. You called for me, my master, as she has a mark on her neck in symbol of an explosion. I need you to observe our 2 little new recruits. After all, I took you in after you were separated from your own dimension. As she has dull eyes, as she just simply nods. As you wish, master. As she would walk away. Happy now, my friend? Of course, sir. Now, we wait for the results of this little game of mine. And that's the end of What If Female Deku Was Trixie.